Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the Game Boy Color. Now, quite a lot happened last session, if you remember, including the petrification of a cat, so all very sad. But moving on from that, we now have to go attend the History of Magic class on the 4th floor. So let's go do that. Also, I'm just going to stop by here because I think we may have acquired one or two other card combinations which I haven't yet collected. I'm not sure. Yep, a couple. Which will almost certainly be completely useless, but hey, what can you do? So, off to History of Magic we go. Blah 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 blah. Ah, cutscene. Welcome back to History of Magic. Please find your seats. History of Magic, of course, being taught by Professor Binns, a ghost. And the most boring man on the planet, apparently. This has nothing to do with him being a ghost, more just a history teacher. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Could you tell us anything about the legend of the Chamber of Secrets? That woke everybody up, says Ronald. I deal in facts, Miss Granger, not myths and legends. But aren't many myths and legends based on facts? You have a point. It is a sensational and outlandish tale, so you'll no doubt want to hear it. However, I will need something to refresh my memory, Mr. Potter. Could you fetch a book from the library for me? Yes, it's never just that simple, is it? Okay, the history teacher needs a copy of Hogwarts history. Seasoned readers of the books will remember that it is only because we couldn't actually find a copy of Hogwarts history in the library ourselves, well, that is to say, the three main protagonists couldn't find a copy of Hogwarts history in the library themselves. That's the only reason they asked Professor Binns in the first place, but whatever. So here we are, the library. Inhabited by Madam Pince the librarian and various evil monsters, eldritch abominations. Madam Pince for once does something helpful and walks off to find us the book. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to fight this random encounter with no MP. Fuck that, let's run. Okay, I can't run. Try again. Right, book. It'll be on this shelf. There we are. Okay, well that was so easy as to be completely pointless. Talk about artificial elongation of a game's length. All we had to do was walk there and go where directed and find the book. It wasn't a challenge at all. Might as well have not put it in. Why aren't all these students in class? Right, here you go. Here is the legend of the Chamber of Secrets. The four founders of Hogwarts built this castle, far from the eyes of non-magical folk. Salazar Slytherin wished to restrict admission to students from pure wizard blood families. For many years the founders worked in harmony, then differences began to arise. Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff and Rowena Ravenclaw, you're no one in this age if you're not illiterate, refused to allow this change, so Slytherin left Hogwarts. But some say Slytherin had built a secret chamber, unknown to the others, beneath the school, and the Chamber of Secrets would remain sealed until the heir of Slytherin came to open it release the horror within, and purge the school of all the unworthy non-magical born. So there you go, that's basically the plot. The horror within is a monster only the air can control, but of course the whole tale is nonsense. There are two things in this class you can count on. The first is... Okay, and we decide to go and investigate the writing on the wall. Armed with our new knowledge. And, when I can be asked to go to the 5th floor, a new card combination. Okay then, let's go. While I think, the hospital wing's on this floor. So let's make sure everyone's at full health, given that apparently sleeping overnight doesn't work. We did do this side quest, didn't we? Yes, we did. Yo, give me some drugs. So, down we go. Let's look around. Scorch marks, and look here. Spiders travelling out in a line through a crack in the wall. How utterly fascinating, we've found some spiders. Remember all the water on the floor in front of Moaning Myrtle's bathroom? Somebody mopped it up! Oh my god, it's almost like we've got a caretaker or something. We better take a look in there. Yeah. Why? I mean, you know, she's a moaning ghost who tends to flood the toilet frequently. That much we already know. So, seeing water outside of the toilet she haunts isn't that unusual. The fact that it's been mopped up just proves that Filch has actually decided to get off his arse for once in his life. Well, okay, we better take a look in there, says Hermione. Let's go and interrogate Moaning Myrtle. I can't go in there, that's a girl's bathroom. Blah 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 blah. Yvonne is dragged in. What a gloomy mess. Filch would drop dead if he saw this place. Maybe we should call him then. And send Harry, who else, to go and talk to Myrtle. Yo. Blah blah blah. No one wants to upset me, everyone upsets me. Well, that went well. We should cheer her up. Let's bring her a flower. Girls like flowers, whether they're alive or not. Because that's not a stereotype at all, is it? Let's go ask Hagrid what type of flower a ghost would like to cheer her up. No reason. Okay, let's go ask Hagrid. Stop by these on the way. Who's in the lead now? Hufflepuff still in the lead. Come on, Hufflepuff. Okay, Hagrid's up. If I can remember where it is, it's down this way. Right, Hagrid, say if this sounds weird. Hello, Harry, what can I do for you today? Ghosts ain't really that cheerful. Tell them a joke and it goes right over their heads. Or through them. Still, we'd like to try. Do you know any flowers ghosts like? Seems to me they're partial to lilies. That's why you see them at funerals so much. What, so the funeral People arranging funerals consult a ghost beforehand on what the dead might like. Okay. Do you have any growing in your garden? Nope. Draw giant slugs like a magnet, they do. Well, thank fuck for that. It means we don't have to go through his bloody garden again. Professor McGonagall likes them too. Probably only a coincidence, though. Go ask her about them. So we're off to McGonagall's office. But we can't tell her what we're after or why. So we're just gonna stand there awkwardly. Okay, well, being the teacher of Transfiguration, Professor McGonagall maintains an office on the first floor, so there we go. Here, I believe. Oh, she isn't here. Thank fuck for that. Let's look around. And what do I spy on her desk? Rather conveniently, it's a sprig of lilies. We should just nick and stroll off back. So we give her the lily. Exactly how you can give a ghost something is another matter entirely, but then we have managed to knock some skittles down with a disembodied head, so... Blah blah blah. Oh, she teaches us a spell. Mucus ad nauseum. Great. Our favourite spell. Mucus ad nauseum, which is actually quite useful because we can poison things with it. Did you hear anything strange outside the other night? Wasn't paying any attention. Oh, thanks. That was... Well, that was a colossal waste of time, wasn't it? Did you see anything? No. Just as we're coming outside, we're intercepted by Percy Weasley. Blah, 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 blah. Don't you know it looks you three coming back here when everybody is at dinner? I know you didn't do anything, but some don't. I've never seen Ginny so upset. She thinks she's going to be expelled. Now back to the common room before something else happens. Very well then, back to the common room we go. So yeah, we got some plot, but ultimately a rather fruitless venture. So, passing the Card Collectors Club. Receive another couple of pointless combinations and on we go. We still don't know who's behind this. Who wants to scare all the non-magical born students out of Hogwarts? Well, we already know he thinks he's better than everybody else. Draco Malfoy! Yes, logically, let's just assume that it's the one person in the school, the one 12-year-old in the school, I might point out, who we personally don't like. That's bound to solve the crime. So Ron goes on with his conspiracy theorising. And who says they landed on the moon? We need a Polyjuice potion. Transforms you into somebody else. We could change into 3 Slytherins, then we could sneak into the Slytherin common room, and Malfoy would, apparently, tell us anything. Do you know how to make it? No. Good start. There's a book called Most Potent Potions, spelt in ye olde English, in the library which tells you how, except it's in the restricted section. Well, of course it is. The only way to get into the restricted section is if a teacher gives us a signed permission note. You both know this, but I'm saying it for the benefit of the audience. Maybe we could convince a teacher who was just interested in the theory and want to make a potion. What teacher here is that easily fooled? Lockhart. Fair enough. Let's go find Lockhart. I really should have learnt these secret passages, shouldn't I? Oh well, it's not that far to walk. 3rd floor. Yo. Well, few of my fervent admirers. Blah 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 blah. Might help us to better understand your tea strainer. Yeah. So we get a permission note extremely easily from him. In bright purple ink, apparently. Notice Hermione seems significantly less enamoured of him by this point in the game, which as far as I know is not true to the book. So off to the library we go again. It's time to pick something up a little more, well, restricted. Yo. We need a book from the restricted section. Purple ink, this is genuine, alright. You're granted access to the restricted section to get this book. Okay, so off we go. Getting books seems to be a lot easier than it was in the last game. Here's the restricted section. Yes, I know, Harry. Most potent potions. I need a place where I can study this without being observed. What about Moaning Myrtle's bathroom? Well, it's an ideal, no shit, but it's probably the best choice. Let's go. And Hermione pisses off. By the way, who are we going to disguise ourselves as? Not sure who I'll be. You two should probably be Crabbe and Goyle. Crabbe and Goyle, repeats Ron. Yes, Ron, that's what you said. Still makes my skin crawl, blah blah blah. And as that's happening, Colin Creevy walks up to us. Think we met him before in a side quest. He's the excitable Gryffindor with a camera. Informs us that the first match of the Quidditch season is today. Yes, apparently Harry is so out of touch that he needs to be informed of this by a random first year. Gryffindor against Slytherin. Slytherin doesn't stand a chance with you as Seeker. So Ron pisses off as well, and it's time for Quidditch. Anyway, I know it hasn't been a particularly long section, but I have certain other things to do today, I'm afraid. And besides, good Quidditch match needs a good build-up, so turn up next time when I'll be playing Quidditch. Woo!